Hello, I am Dylan, and welcome to the start of a new NAPA Sim season. Little disclaimer here prior to Duel 1 and Duel 2, there was some audio and graphics issues in my recording that ended up causing a bit of an issue, and we had to use our backup recording of the stream itself, and we had to use that for both the duels. And to our knowledge, we did not know that this was going to be an occurrence, but I take full blame. And the rest of Speedweek's trucks, all the way onto the 500, will be better. Just wanted to give you viewers a quick disclaimer prior to the recording that there will be some major audio and graphics issues that you will notice throughout the race, but it's simply first stage jitters. But trust me, as the season goes on, us in the commentary booth will only get better, and the recordings will only improve. Hope you guys enjoy the race.
Welcome to the other duel, Duel 2, at the start of the Season 6 Daytona 500 here on Maxwell Television. We'll be joined again here by Dylan and Chris, and we will have a pit reporter here. And so, Duel 1, other than that one wreck, fairly normal. We had some tense moments. Typical ended up getting out the win. How do we think Duel 2 is going to go?
Well, me personally, I think we're just getting started because you could just look here at this top 10. There are a bunch of veterans and a bunch of fast and hungry and aggressive drivers that are ready to get the best position they can. And rookie Chase starting on the pole here for this duel, I think he's in for a wild ride here because we got Dan to his outside. SM, who's been a pretty well super speedway racer. Mythical, who's back in the Cup Series, ready to do some crazy things. And behind them, you got the pair of Slash, who is one of our greater super speedway racers in NAPA, and Math, that Alberto car. All those Alberto cars are really fast. I think Chase is in for a wild start for this one, but I think this is going to be a wild race in general because just like last time, we got our guys that have to race their way in. Well, let's start off right away. Chase, he's on the pole for this duel, but he qualified second. One of our drivers that had to make it in on speed, he did just that. He will roll off on the pole for the duel and second for the Daytona 500 if everything well. But then we go a little bit further. One less elimination here for this duel. KFC Bot will be starting highest of our four, next to Jack, who is a row behind, and then Nacho and Avery here in the 95 and the 83. And then you've got Dalton in the 09 and Mike in the 52. There is a lot up for grabs here, but only one DNQ. So that is going to be the thing to watch here. We got multiple drivers here trying to make first career cup starts in this duel as well. So it is going to be an interesting duel. But, of course, we had Chase here in the booth earlier, but now he's in the car.
So before we start anything, let's get to our starting order. Dylan will yet again kick us off.
Yep, in row one here, we have Chase next to Dan, our defending champion. Row two, we have SM and Mythical. Back in row three, this is the row to watch. We got Slash and Matthew. Row four, we have Cam and Bot.
Round our top 10, row 5, we've got the new O2 of Peyton, moved from the 50 last season, and the new 56 and the 56 of Ty with his brand new team, Shermansky West Motorsports. Then in row 6, we got FXN and Wayside. Row 7 is KFC Bot and Internet. And then in row 8, we have Santa and Jack.
In row 9, we have the 95 of Nacho starting next to the 83 of Avery. Behind them, the 09 of Dalton next to the 50 of Anna. And in the final row, we got the 27 of Chasing Man, two chases in this duel, next to the 52 of Mike.
Anna Kate here, starting in the rear. She is someone to really watch for in this duel, because starting in the rear of the field, she is one of our better super speedway racers and one of our favorites for this. But first, she's got to secure a good starting position, and that starts now here. Mike also in the rear, race their way in on speed. Just like I said, only one D&Q in this duel, so you have to stay in the lead draft if you want a today, there you got to go for it, and it is going to be exciting duel here today. Duel 2, 40 laps again, just like Duel 1. And, well, I think we're about ready to get the command here to fire engine.
Before we start here, we're gonna patch in the number 25 of Chase. Chase, it's the booth. You got us?
Yeah, gotcha.
So you'll be starting P2. You'll be starting leading this grid. What's the plan for today?
Well, what I really want to do is just mimic the 23, really. Yeah, my guys worked hard to put the pieces together. Shout out to my crew members, David and Edwin. They worked day and night in the shop to get this thing so fast.
All right.
All right. Good input. Good looking duel.
Looks like Chase wants to stay at the front then. All right. Wants to do what the 23 did. We'll see. I would have thought this guy wanted to drop back. We'll see what ends up happening. As here we go. Pace car is going to pull in. Chase, Dan, leads the field of green. Going for duel number 2. We're underway for duel 2 at Daytona.
It seems like Chase is already trying to power his way by the 97 machine, as right now he has help from the 24th SMCMT. They're 4 wide almost in the back, I saw there. 3 wide. But right now, Chase and SMCMT in the 24 already trying to show their muscle as they are clear for 1 and 2.
Just to mention what I already saw on the back. 83 got shoved up top. That is not what that team needs. That 83's had problems all weekend. And that's also a watch because they're a car that has to make it in. So that 83 has had problems all weekend, and they already immediately got shoved to the top. They were very slow in the start.
Chase gets put up top along with Dan, who was already up there. SM to the lead. Here comes Slasher to the end of
the SMCMT leads that lap over Slash.
Peyton already coming on the bottom with help from FXN Wayside, and KFC bought in the 42. Look at this, we even got Nacho up here. Everyone's hanging on for now. Jack seems to be the only straggler so far. But so far, everyone hanging in 3 by 3 throughout the mid-pack here at Daytona. SM holds on to the lead. FXN gives a little push to Peyton, but Peyton's going to bail and get in line with Wayside down on that bottom.
Wayside started in the middle of the pack from 12th position, now moving up to 3rd as he's now moving to the inside of the O2 car. Meanwhile, SMCMT in that 24 machine continues to lead away as he's having no contest so far.
Just similar to how the race started for Typical. Got out in front and controlled. Then Typical lost the lead for a little bit, then got it right back. We might be looking at the same script here, but we'll see. Wayside getting a run, and there, and that is tight with internet. Squeezes into that middle lane. Dan had the check up there, and Nacho says, "I'll take that free position down on the bottom." I was a little bit shocked that internet wanted to go in that middle lane. Trust the 42. The 42 was one of those cars that were really struggling in practice. KFC ball was all over the place. But now it seems like in the race, that car is dialed in and moving up to the front. FXN at the bottom looking for the lead. Middle run. These are season. And Slash back on the bottom.
Very frisky pack to start off here. Kind of similar to start of Duel 1. But doesn't look like the stream anymore, as it looks like they're immediately beginning to chill it out a little bit already.
We got every car in the draft. At this point in Duel 1, we already had like 2 all cars, even our guys that have to race in the draft, but they're almost 4 wide back here.
I don't mean to cut you off, Dylan, but they're about to go 4 and 5 wide off turn 4 in the back, just like Duel 1, ironically. We saw how that ended for them, but this time they go back 3 by 3. They do not continue to go 4 wide, but that could have been dangerous for them.
I wonder if Chase's team is telling him yet, okay, I love the confidence, but we can't do what the 23 team did. We need he back, might try and ride there for now. But in line on that bottom lane, Chase bottom, but Slash is gonna be able to not take that spot. Slash stays in that middle lane. Mythical holds on to the top spot, and Mike, if he's under the 90. Mike, known aggressor, someone to make moves like that, and most of the time, not even pay the consequences. But Dan was able to hold the spot. Mythical's in control, and we've already made it further than we did last accident, but they are racing crazy up here.
Yep.
Right, Chasing Man from the back is now up to the front, up to second place. But we're already seeing a bit of what could happen later in the race. They are going 3 by 3 by 3, 4 rows deep in the middle. And right now, Mythical controlling the pace, but these guys are getting a bit crazy now as they are 3 by 3 entering turn 3.
I mean, I'm scared for this pack because there are so many open cars that are trying to make their way in that are right in the thick of this group. Mike in a backup car, and look at the 83. I did not think this car was going to be able to have this type of speed. This is the same car that hit the wall in practice after blowing a tire. Now Avery's on the bottom lane, first ever Cup start, or trying to make his first ever Cup start. He is moving forward in that JT motor. And here comes it took 7 laps for her to get to the front.
Yeah, Anna Kate, the absolute Super Speedway ace of this group of Alberto cars that have become much faster over this offseason, and even at the beginning of at the late stages of last season at these Super Speedway tracks. And Anna Kate has been the main propagator of that. Here she is. We're gonna see if she really is that Super Speedway talent she has shown in some Xfinity races.
Leaders to the lead with Dan behind, followed by Mike. 3 by 3 pack here. And this scares me. I'm just going to say that because one wrong move, one driver gets tight or loose, either or 4 wide, and you're almost not going to survive. So it's just about how do you want to play this race? Because I'm sure today's driver watching Duel 1. We know Chase, and we all saw what happened early on. There was a crash. And you don't want to replicate that. So if I'm these drivers, I would be staying 2 by 2 for now. Let's get at least away before we start dictating what we want to do. But it took right off the gate before we were 3 by 3. And if you're Anna Kay and Slash, you want to just ride in line because behind you, it is a mess. Chasing Man clears. He gets the third. Another backup car that has a lot of speed. We saw Kerman in Duel 1. Chasing Man jumps to the bottom of Slash. Dan in tow right behind them with Mythical. And Cam 3 wide with Mike and FXN. Avery still clawing forward in the 83. And right to the lead. Here comes Chasing Man.
Right, some of these guys want to stay in line. The 39 certainly wanted to stay in line behind the 50. But Chasing Man, on the other hand, he started in the back, and he is like, I don't want to start in the back. I want to get behind Chase. I want to start 4th for the Daytona 500, and right now he is in position to do that, as he's currently on the inside line, has help from the 15 of Cam, and they are still 3 by 3 all the way through the pack, as right now Chasing Man leads the way.
Up with teammate Cam. Now we saw in Duel 1 that people do not want to work with each other. If there is an open lane, they're going for it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cam bails, but teammates have hooked together, and this is a full pack of cars right now. Full pack of cars. This transfer battle is going to be intense if it stays like this. KFC Bot is the one right now trailing, but he may be doing that on purpose. Veteran knows the way around these type of drafting tracks. He might know that danger is looming. Now, Chasing Man still in control, goes back to the bottom and blocks while Anike slash SM, the 3 fastest cars early on, are now stuck on that high side and just hoping that stuff doesn't happen in front of them. Dan to the middle lane. That was a bold move.
I think he maybe got shuffled a little bit there. Cam got a run from Mike, and I think he maybe got shuffled a little bit there too. I saw something similar happen to, I believe it was round lap 2, there was a shuffle that happened that almost caused a wreck.
Sure, and also, I want to point this out right now before things get too crazy. Graphics are better in this race. Our camera crew is having a bit of issues. We have got that resolved.
Mythical from the outside line is now leading the way. Chasing Man falls to second, and the 97 car of Dan on the inside line moves up to 3rd place. But right now, he's under pressure from the 15 car, 3 wide, once again, all the way through the pack, as the 44 of Mythical is enjoying that clean air.
Smooth sailing for the 44 as he's starting to go get the run for the top coming. Surprisingly, is Chasey Man going to cross it to the bottom, tries it, gets it in there.
Chasey Man is a known super speedway racer. We saw him last season in the Daytona Summer Race go out and finish second. He is a known super speedway racer. This is probably his best skill out of all 4 track types. And we were seeing here today. We talk about Anike. We talk about Chasey Man is one of the most underrated plate racers out there, and he's showing it right now, looking to clear Mythical for the lead. But it has been dominated. I mean, look at this top 5. You can even throw FXN in the mix. These guys have not left the top 10 yet this race. These guys are flying. Avery peaks 3 wide under Mike. Big move there. Can Avery get the spot? Mike can get back in line, and Anike can shot.
Annika shoveled to the top as the 27 of Chasey Man has the lead. Leads the lap.
14 laps in, and while the racing might be more aggressive, these guys have not made many mistakes yet, as we are still clean. 14 laps in, you just got to think here. One wrong move, and every car is in the pack. This could get big. As we look here, down the backstretch camera, keeping up with the pack. Chasey Man leading the field. That is a backup car, by the way, and that's a surefire backup car. He destroyed his main car. So a lot of things with original cars being worse than their backup cars. These guys have made some good adjustments to it. And well, you're seeing it right here. Chasey Man kind of gapping a little bit is Cam in second.
Chasey Man had a quick little insight there, but yeah, Chasey Man dominating kind of similarly to how he did in the Daytona Summer Race when he was fighting, but maybe not for so much in terms of leverage category, because he was fighting for his playoff life at that race, and he was until the very end of that race. Came up second with the most laps led, but that was after basically pushing Chase to the win after Stu and Meme made contact up front, wrecked the whole field, and those are the only 2 that survived that were in the pack. And Chasey Man had dominated, led the most laps that race, swept both the stages, and now here he is leading.
Why would you do that, Chase? That is a crazy move.
Chase is going to make it 4 wide for 4th. As the top 3 have pulled away, Chase lifted up the throttle, thankfully.
Mike,
that could have been a disaster.
Chase, I mean, if I was you, you're the outside pole sitter. I don't know why you're doing that, but it worked. Giving a push now to Santa in the 96, first time we've mentioned him this weekend.
Smart thing for the 25, though. He did back off, though, out of that 4 wide as soon as it was forming.
Yeah, good move there. That is a veteran move by the rookie. Let's look a little bit further real quick while we got time. Jack, Dalton, and KFC Bot, they've been back here since the start of the race, but this is a transfer spot right here. If this race stays how it is and we make it to the end of this race, KFC needs the... But all 3 of these cars right now, they have this keep up, but they're being very conservative right now. We'll see how that forms later on, as Jack might have heard me and said, you know what? It's time for me to go.
And you know who else wants to go? That 25 car, Chase to the inside of that 52 machine, is up to 2nd place and is now going to try and hunt down that 27 of Chasey Man, who has had very strong speed so far early in the running. But Chase is now under pressure as he is about to get trained on the inside line and about to go to the middle, as now they're starting to contest, or try to contest, that 27 car of Chasey Man.
Nacho up into the picture. Matthew as well. I mean, when I heard Chase say in the pre-race, we're going to have the mentality making it 4 wide, they're almost, well, it netted him some track position. Now he's, which isn't lane, and if you're that 95 car, you're going to expect a shove here. But can keep up with the 27, who is cruising right now. Matthew trying to get in position. Adam's going to try and dip under Ty. on that bottom lane. And just like that, we're talking about how Jack Dalton were just kind of riding around. Here they come, making some moves. KFC bot also, that's going to put Avery in the D&Q spot for now. If KFC bot can get by. Avery is stuck up top.
SMCMT is back up here, and so is the 72 of Avery. But these guys are fighting way too hard, I think. My bad, Jack, my bad. But as I said, they're fighting way too hard, and they're allowing that 27 car to sort of mind his own business, and mind his own business indeed, because he's pulling away. And SMCMT is now going to try and lead this pack, but here comes the run on the bottom as they are 3x3 all the way back to last place.
Dalton, he has the fastest lap right now. Rookie trying to make his first Cup star after winning the Xfinity
slingshot
Championship.
from SM in the front. I'm sorry to interrupt, but an absolute slingshot run from SM, taking the push from Matthew, and he's going to try to transfer that into the lead. And he has it.
He'll get it.
What a move from SM. And here's the thing to talk about right now for these leads. They have no worry with lap traffic. So it's just duking it out in the front. It is a mess back here. I would not want to be behind the two. Jack trying to clear Matthew. He will. Dalton will stay in line and give him a push. But these are important positions. Chasing in right back to the bottom, wasting no time. What a battle.
We got Rogers Racing teammates, I think, linking up here.
Right, Chasing Man wasting no time whatsoever getting by the 24 car. As the 24 made a move on the previous lap to try and get by, and he did, but the 27 once again is back to the front. But there's a difference on this lap because now the field is sort of calming down, right? They are single file all the way to fifth. There's a move for third right now, but other than that, it's sort of just calmed down. Maybe these guys are trying to have that situational awareness, like, okay, this is a duel race. Let's try to see where my positions are at. As right now, the 27 and the 24 once again fighting for the lead.
There was a big push on that bottom lane. Jack was completely screwed. Had no help at all. Anikate was the one that got by the 72, and then it was just right behind. And first cameo today. Welcome Bot up into the top three. Bot trying to make a move on SM, who leads. Chasing Man still in second, and man, I mean, just the speed we've seen out of the 27, the 50. I'm slightly surprised about the 27, but the 50, not at all. Really fast car and a really fast driver. SM peaks to that middle lane. Bot has an opening. Doesn't take it. Will stay in line. Veteran move. Take your time.
I see a big run here come from the bottom. Look at that. Oh, no, he will not. Dan got shoved to the top line, but he had a massive run. The bottom line was going to get a big boost if he could have carried that.
Nacho jumps in front of Mike to keep that transfer spot near the back. SM continues to lead. Bot, yep, there's the move. Bot peeks under SM. SM might have enough momentum, though. No. Bot to the bottom with a push from FXN and Peyton to the front. Man, what a showing from our open cars, by the way. They're putting on a show compared to these guys are getting at it, and they know how important a spot in the Daytona 500 is.
Especially with the cars we've known so far in this race to be very strong. The 24 and the 27 have been the stars of the show tonight. But the 40 and the other open cars are trying to also have a spotlight of their own to shine, as right now the 40 of Bot will lead that lap, and the 00 behind him. Two cars that need to show big stuff for them, as they are 1-2 right now.
Yeah, FXN especially, absolute insane rookie year for NAPA Sim Series. Mentioned many, many times. He took such a huge risk to get here. We might be going 4 wide here in a second. It might be in another huge risk.
Slash thought better of it, got back in line, but I think Mythical had a bit of a run, and I think maybe gave a slight shove to Slash. Maybe it was a push gone wrong, but Slash was able to get out of it, and by the way, taken the lead, and just like that, here comes Mythical. So I think Slash might be playing it calm, but Slash is usually one of the quicker ones here. I've been riding around mid-pack so far, And just like that, here comes Mythical and Dalton in the 09. He was the slowest car in practice by far. Well, they did some work to this car, and this Gadsden car is tuned up, heading to the front.
And that 09 car is up to second place behind the leader, Mythical. Right now, an unknown variable, if you will, because like you said, he was not that fast, but he's up here as FXN will clear him for second place. The 09 not really able to lead the line. But right now, the 00 is going to be on the inside line as they come to the tri-oval.
Amazing racing here at Daytona. This duel's been insane, and we got 15 laps to go, and I don't know if this is the tamer duel, because we haven't had a crash, but they have been 3 wide for most of this race. I think these drivers are just smarter. I think this is a smarter duel, which allows for some great racing here. Peyton getting up into the picture and Dolan hanging around. How about Santa running in the top 5? Doesn't get many chances to run up near the front. He's been a known backmarker, but he told me in practice a day ago or so that this is his chance to go out here and set himself up near the front here early on in the season, give himself a good day. I mean, this is what he thinks is his strong suit. And well, he's up here right now in the top 10, and he's been up here for most of the day. So good run for Santa. FXN leads the lap. Peyton just kind of pulling close behind. And Dalton still hanging on with Nacho right behind. That's an important pass if Nacho can get by. Oh, Chase gave a big shove to that 95. I saw him get away, and Nacho's just going to take the run. Well, I think better of it.
Yeah, we've seen some looks for that 4 wide, but not as many takes as we saw in Duel 1, honestly.
I just think the thing with Dalton right now is he's fast enough to stay in the draft, but he's not fast enough to lead that bottom line. And that seems to be what happens on the straightaways. The 00, the 02, they migrate up to that middle lane. And
I don't mean to interrupt you, Joel. They're 4 wide. 4 wide, the 15. They're crashing. Big one at Daytona. It's the big one late. Many cars involved. The 15.
Oh, Avery hits the 15.
Chasey Man is involved in the 27. One of our dominant cars of the day. How in the world was that not a bigger accident? As we,
I think majority. I think luckily, I think this wasn't even a damage wreck. I think pretty much everybody just spun out. Nobody really got hit.
Caution is out. Caution is out here. FXN will lead them back to the line. Mythical, Bot, Peyton slash the top 5, Dalton and 6. As they all race back to the caution flag here. That could have been so much worse, but I did see the 95 was involved, one of our, and the 83 of Avery. We're going to have to take a look. There's Anna Kate in the 50. Let's take a look at what transpired here to bring out our caution.
So as we come to the tri-oval.
The tri-oval, Santa and Dalton get together, yep.
And
there they go.
Behind them.
Great job by everyone, by the way, to get to that bottom lane. You saw Wayside hit the brakes, get by. Great driving by a lot of drivers there, but Cam just had nowhere to go.
I see 3 wide here. Nacho maybe looks at the 4 wide. Dalton thinks he's going to go 4. Goes up the track. Big mistake there. Goes up right basically into Santa. Spins him out into the pack. Multiple cars collected. SM, you see there. Cam, Santa, Nacho, Anna Kate, Wayside actually got a piece of it, and then Avery gets a piece of it very late. That's very, very bad damage, by the way. That was front damage.
Was already up in the wall, spinning out. So there might have been some stack up in the back, a bunch of stack up in the back. Avery was already around, but just... And here is Chase on board. Oh, hello, Matthew. What a veteran wreck avoidance by the rookie. What a job right there. And if you're Chase, you got to drop to the back now, because after what you just saw in your mirror, that was close. But what a wreck avoidance from Chase. Here is Chase Radio after the accident.
I just crap my pants.
That simple. That simple right there. Wow. Here is Mike on board. Take a ride with him. I mean, oh, hello right there. That is just, I'm going to say right here, all these guys right here, most of these guys are veterans. Most of these guys have been racing for a couple seasons now, and they recognize the situation, all got to the bottom, especially Chase. Amazing job from all these drivers, and these guys are still racing back to the line. That's how poor positions are. KFC Bot and Mike. Chase Man, though, one of our fastest cars, got some damage. All right. We're going to be coming green here. It's going to be 8 laps to go when we hit the line. FXN and Mythical will lead them, followed by Bot and Peyton, Dalton, Dan, and SM, and that's Ty and KFC Bot into the top 10. He was in the very back. Now he's up in the top 10. Here we go. Pace car pulls in. FXN and Mythical lead them back to the green. 8 laps to go in Duel 2. Okay, Santa. Luckily, we don't give out restart penalties, but these guys are ready to make moves here. And honestly, most of those cars are repairable. So if you still have a car that could go out here and get...
Oh my goodness, that 27 is so off the pace.
Cam is flying up here, and we might get an Avery D and Q. I'm a little bit worried. We'll see what ends up happening, though. There's still racing left. All you need is one to get spun around that goes in Avery's favor, and he's into the show. FXN leads. Bot up here. Slash back in the picture. Dan making some moves. Here's Ty. Matthew. Internet. Chase all in that bottom lane. Chase didn't get the memo. He's still going.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our stragglers in the back. Single file to the line. 7 to go at Daytona.
Yep, it is single file from the 00 of FXN all the way back to the 44 as he goes to the inside of Slash. Here comes the 40 to the inside as well, 00. Bot wants the lead. Here comes the 44 as well to third place as these four have pulled away.
I don't know why Mythical jumped in line there. Slash just said thank you, got right back to the bottom lane, took the spot right back. I'm a little bit concerned on why he made that move. But now Slash is in position. Welcome to the picture. Ty in the 56 for the first time today, making some moves up here near the top. Now here's the story right now. Every open car's in the pack other than the 83. Avery's going to need something drastic to go his way, or else Avery will not make the 500. Slash, 3 wide bottom. This is the Slash we know. Making moves. 2 Sherminsky West cars behind. Matthew coming up into the picture.
Trying to see
no room. There we go.
Trying to see Alberta cars group together too. This will be very interesting. At least 2 are left in the pack.
Yeah, Anna K. It's been a rough weekend for her. Luckily, though, that car is repairable, and we'll see what she can do in the 500. But she'll be starting deep in the field, it looks like. But Slash at the front. Internet jumps out of line. I expected that. Why? Not many people work with each other in this new next generation car. Just like the runs are so big, you just got to take it. And it's kind of hard to push in these cars because you could so easily cause an accident from 4 wide. So if you have you just got to take it. And that's what Internet did. But can Slash hold off? Here comes a push from Mike and Matthew. Oh, he's going to hold on because now let's push to Slash from Ty. Slash will hold the top spot. But Internet has a chance here. SM losing the draft. Maybe SM's just playing it safe. Which, you know what? Fair for him. Not showing the 95. He's hanging on. All you got to do is just hang on to the draft. You are in the 500. 4 laps to go. Internet to the middle. Matthew gonna try and make a move on. Barely any room there. Internet thought better of it. Matthew's been one of the tamer Alberto cars today. Can he get here and make a move? Mike, look at the guys that's pushing him. All open cars. Literally all open cars. With Nacho now in line.
Bottom line lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, that bottom line's got a lot of either inexperience or slower cars. Matthew's really struggling to get going there in that. I wouldn't be doing anything crazy if you are these open struggling. But again, this is for, again, qualifying. This is the Daytona 500 qualifying here. We could see guys like Dolan starting up in the top.
Ty to the inside of Slash, and Ty's going to have to lead easily.
Wow, yeah, Ty took that move, and Internet falling right behind. I'm sure Internet's going to know this time. Right, let's work with my teammate here, and let's secure a 1-2 finish. Internet trying to stay ahead here. Two pushers, FXN and Mythical. Matthew's going to give a little bit of help. That will keep Internet in line with Slash side by side for second. Ty is loving his first race, technically third, but first of the season on his new team. Kenny gives Sherminsky West a dual win. 2 laps to go with Daytona.
See Slash getting a run, he's going to block that.
Slash has momentum, though. Big push from FXN. He's going to clear.
Slash with the crossover to the inside of Ty.
Big move there. Mythical's going to ditch Internet. Try to get up here as well. Now they're dead even down the back straightaway. Who's going to have the better push down this back straightaway? Ty's got no. Neither lane has help. It's all about which car has more power. Now here comes the helper. Coming to the white flag.
It's going to be a drag race on turn 4 to the white flag. Slash on the inside, Ty on the outside. They both have help. The 00 of FXN on the outside, the 44 of Mythical on the inside, giving help. Flag. And it looks like Mythical is going to give the better push as they go into turn 1.
Now will Mythical go for the win, or will Slash be able to hang on? Mike making a big push coming to this bottom lane here. Payton in line as well. Slash is clear ahead. Mythical might duck under. He does. Mythical trying to stop this. Now Ty has to give a push to Slash. It's not good enough. Here comes Mythical. Turn 3 for the final time.
It's a drag race on turn 4. Who's going to get it?
And here we go, off of turn 4 for the final time. Mythical is clear, I think. Mythical's almost clear. And to the line. Mythical wins Duel 2. First race for Sunbelt Stars. And Mythical will qualify 4th for the Daytona 500. Slash right behind, and Mike comes home 3rd. And Avery will not qualify for the Daytona 500. Here's these guys all racing to the line here. What a Duel 2. A wreck. I mean, I think this was the more aggressive duel, because despite the accident that occurred, Mythical, of course, wins, but despite the accident that occurred, we had a great finish and just great racing all throughout compared to Duel 1, where things got a little bit tame. Ty comes on 4th, Payton 5th, and I'm seeing Dalton in the top 10. What a great run for him. Dalton will be making his first career Cup start. What a race here. The recording there was slightly ended prematurely. But, of course, the top 10 consists of winner Mythical. He will roll off 4th in the 500 as our Duel 2 winner. Slash will come in 2nd. One of our open cars, Mike, will finish 3rd. Great effort for him, with Ty and Payton rounding out the top 5. With FXN 6th, Wayside 7th, Matthew 8th. Dalton, the rookie, he will make his first ever start here in the Daytona 500. He finished 9th in the Duel. And Internet rounds out the top 10. And with some of our other open cars scattered across the top 15, it leaves one outlier, Avery, who's going to finish last in 22nd. He will not qualify for the Daytona 500, but that 83 entry is full-time, so we will see the 83 car again next week at Atlanta to try and make Avery's first ever start. Again, sorry for the audio and graphics issues. Everything will be way better throughout the rest of Speed Weeks, and, well, you'll see those improvements at the truck race. Hope to see you guys there. I'm Dylan, one of the NAPA Sim owners. Hope you guys enjoyed still, and see you guys for the truck race at Daytona.